This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Missy Kohler. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. News 25 is also brought to you by Silver State Health, Pahrumps exclusive pediatric care clinic. Call 775-505-1214 for an appointment.
Hope you're having a great day on this wet Wednesday. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
I'm Missy Kohler. Today is March 10th. It's Deanna's birthday. Happy birthday, Dee.
Thank you. Oh, that's so nice. Well, thanks to the help of tips from the public, the Nye County Sheriff's Office has arrested Christopher Holderson.
Holderson was taken into custody on March 8th after he spent weeks terrorizing Pahrump neighborhoods. Holderson was caught on video and reported by many breaking into cars, homes, and yards. At the time of his arrest, he had been released on his own recognizance from jail per Justice Court judge. On March 8th, the Sheriff's Office set out to apprehend Holderson, who was wanted in reference to cases they were investigating. Deputies were able to locate Holderson behind an apartment complex in Pahrump. When Holderson saw the deputies, he turned into the complex and visual contact was lost. Other detectives advised that they saw him running in the area, and deputies observed him shoving items into his mouth. Deputies recognized this as Holderson's attempt to conceal or destroy evidence, specifically narcotics. Holderson was taken into custody and observed with a plastic baggie in his mouth. Holderson was told to spit out the drugs, and he refused. 2 baggies of suspected narcotics were retrieved from his mouth, but Holderson then said, quote, "Joke's on you, I swallowed 2 baggies," end quote. At that time, Holderson was transported to Desert View Hospital for medical attention. At the hospital, Holderson asked the medical staff if he could speak with deputies in private. He allegedly told the deputy that he can't go to jail. He has 25 racks that the deputy could have if he could just walk out. 25 racks is street verbiage for $25,000. While in custody and at the hospital, Holderson attempted to escape. Officers were forced to restrain him, and during the struggle, 1 deputy was injured. The baggies taken from Holderson's mouth contained 7.02 grams of methamphetamine. 1 baggie also contained hydrocodone, clozapam, and triazolam, all considered Schedule II or Schedule IV narcotics. Numerous types of pills were located in Holderson's backpack, to include zolapalon, a Schedule IV narcotic, hydroxyzine pamoate, a prescription-only medication, and 1 identified pink pill. Deputies also located a glass pipe recognized to be commonly used to ingest narcotics, specifically methamphetamine. During the course of his investigation, deputies were able to identify Holderson in a home invasion. On the morning of March 7th at 5 a.m., the reporting party from a Pahrump address woke to find her bathroom light on. She reported that her purse with identification and credit cards were taken. A sliding glass door, which had been locked, was discovered open. However, the top portion of the rail had some insulation pulled out, and the door was lifted and pulled open. A bag was located at the home that contained 2 unopened packs of cigarettes, several cards, and a piece of a car door ashtray filled with coins, all items that had been reported stolen from vehicles. When Holderson was taken into custody, he was allegedly found to be in possession of several items that belonged to this reporting party, including a bank card with her name on it. Further investigation determined that Holderson also had a 2008 guilty conviction for felony burglary and a 2009 guilty conviction for felony auto burglary, grand larceny auto, felony conspiracy to commit a crime, and grand larceny. He also had several other property theft-related charges without any disposition. After his time at the hospital, Holderson was transported to Nye County Detention Center. He was arrested for home invasion, residential burglary, possession of a credit or debit card without the cardholder's permission, burglary of a motor vehicle, 2 possession of a Schedule I and II controlled substance, possession of a Schedule III controlled substance, bribery of a public officer, use and possession of drug paraphernalia, and destroying or concealing evidence. Escape by a felony prisoner, battery by a prisoner, and habitual criminal, violent crime. If you believe that you've been a victim of Christopher Holderson and you have photographs or security video, please contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 775-751-7000.
First responders were on location this afternoon after a car parked a little too close to the Horizon Market.
Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue and Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to a vehicle versus structure accident early this afternoon at the Horizon Market located at Linda Street and Highway 372. Medics checked out the occupant of the vehicle who claimed no injuries at the time of the crash. The building sustained minimal structural damage to one of the wooden posts. Caution tape was put up until a repair can be made. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies are investigating the cause of this accident.
We've got more News 25 coming right up, so stay with us.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, the state of Nevada has begun vaccinating offenders being held in the state's prisons.
The Nevada Department of Corrections says prisoners at facilities statewide are now receiving one of the available COVID-19 vaccines. Following Nevada's COVID-19 vaccine playbook, offenders aged 65 and older are now eligible to receive the vaccine in all Nevada counties. By late last week, a third of the eligible offenders who requested to be vaccinated had received their first dose. At Northern Nevada Correctional Center in Carson City, 44 offenders received the Moderna vaccine Thursday, and more clinics are scheduled throughout the month. In all, 46% of the nearly 11,000 offenders statewide have signed up to receive a COVID-19 vaccine. The Nevada Department of Corrections says it will continue to follow the state's vaccine playbook as vaccine becomes available to more population groups. Prisoners are vaccinated following the same schedule as the general public, and department staff are part of the Safety and Security Essential Workforce Group.
Some women who have been vaccinated against COVID-19 have noticed swollen lymph nodes under their arm. That's a common vaccine response, but can mimic a breast lump. So what should you do if you're due for a mammogram screening around the time of the vaccination?
It's really important for the women to get the screening, but it's also really important for patients to get their vaccines. I know the vaccines are very hard to come by, and so I think if someone has the opportunity to be vaccinated, they should absolutely take advantage of that. Coordinating the mammogram and the screening is something that their doctor can help them to coordinate.
Dr. Laura Dean is a breast cancer specialist with Cleveland Clinic. She says a small percentage of her patients have noticed enlarged lymph nodes after receiving COVID-19 vaccine, especially on the side where the shot was given. She says it's important for women to know there's a possibility for mammogram pictures to pick up a swollen lymph node, which may result in additional ultrasound testing. However, this is common, and women should not be alarmed if they're called back.
If we do see lymph node enlargement on a screening mammogram, what the Society of Breast Imaging is recommending is that essentially we bring the patients back, do a targeted ultrasound just to get a good idea of what those lymph nodes look like, and then we're just monitoring them. So we're recommending a follow-up about 4 to 12 weeks after the second dose of the vaccine.
To try and prevent false positives on a mammogram, the Society of Breast Imaging recommends scheduling mammograms before the first dose of vaccine or 4 to 6 weeks after the second dose, as long as it doesn't delay routine screening needs. In addition, Dr. Dean says it's a good idea to let your medical team know if you've been vaccinated recently.
Well, the woman who started a volunteer group that makes masks to protect people from the coronavirus is being recognized for her efforts. Julie Perry is the latest person to receive the Andre Butch Harper Act of Kindness Award. Here's Dr. Tom Waters with the presentation.
Julie, you know why we're here. We're always looking out, Deanna and I are always looking out for people around Pahrump and Nye County that does so much for our community. And you have done so much for our community. We're talking about one mask at a time. And we know you've done so much with that. And we have a special award for you. And I want to read the award. And it says, in memory of Andre Butch Harper, this is the Act of Kindness Award, presented to Julie Perry. And it's for one mask at a time. And it's from the citizens of Pahrump, Nevada. And as Butch always said, no act of kindness is ever wasted. So we'd like to present this to you, and we'd like you to tell the audience some of the things that you've done with one mask at a time.
Sure. Okay. So I started One Mask at a Time about a year ago, and I have a wonderful group of ladies that got together, and we sewn 15,500 masks for Pahrump and all over the nation. We shipped them as far as New York. I had a wonderful team of people that helped me, Tamara Trudeau, Wendy Seckard, my sister. Everybody got together and we sewed from our homes. So we just basically, it was a big need, bigger than me. So we got a group of ladies together to do it.
And that again is why we look for people that do so much for our community. And that's what you've done. And you've done that, again, not just for our community, but for the entire country.
Yes.
So we thank you.
Yes, a lot of it was here locally, but we did ship them as far away as New York. So.
Excellent.
One Mask at a Time now has a new name, One Made at a Time, but Julie says their mission remains the same, making handmade, hand-sewn items for the local community.
So we actually changed the name to One Made at a Time, and we still have a wonderful group of ladies, and we are sewing for the community, blankets, bibs, anybody in need, basically. We're still sewing. We stopped doing the mask because you can get them pretty much anywhere. We were here when the need, you couldn't get them. We started back in March last year, you couldn't find them anywhere. So that's what started One Mask. But now we're One Made at a Time, and we're just giving back to the local community.
Julie Perry, of course, is the wife of Captain Scott Perry from Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, and she also spoke about how much she missed Barbara Johnston, who passed away recently from COVID. Her and Barbara and Tamara Trudeau with Saida Trudeau also joined into that One Mask at a Time. If you would like to volunteer with One Made at a Time, you can visit their Facebook page for more information.
A local animal welfare organization had a fundraiser last weekend, and when we come back, we'll tell you all about it. So stay with us.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by Canyon Ridge Periodontics. Give them a call at 702-966-0302.
Thanks for being with us tonight. A local animal welfare organization is the beneficiary of an annual fundraiser in Pahrump. Wine Ridge RV Resort and Cottages played host to a unique auction to benefit Never Forgotten Animal Society.
We had a blind auction. Everything was wrapped, so nobody knew what they were actually bidding on. We had a lot of fun. We had a great box lunch also that we served for $10. We had a lot of participation. We had roughly 30 people here today, and it was very good for Never Forgotten Animal Society. This is just another event we do to help raise funds so that we can continue doing the work that we do, and that's saving the animals.
If you missed the auction but would still like to support the mission of Never Forgotten Animal Society, there are several ways to help.
Well, they can either get on the website or they could actually go into the shelter, which is across the street from Wells Fargo, and we're always happy to see you, and of course we're always happy to take donations.
And Never Forgotten Animal Society provides a unique and very affordable option for donating.
We have a $1 a month plan where you can send in $1 a month, which is only $12 a year, but you'd be surprised how much that helps when there's several people doing this. So don't turn your head away from that. We'll take it anytime.
Of course, Never Forgotten Animal Society also has pets available for adoption. You can see them by stopping by 520 East Street in Pahrump. You can also learn more by going online to neverforgottenanimalsociety.com or checking out their Facebook page.
Well, First Choice Pregnancy Center here in Pahrump is getting ready for a big weekend. This Saturday, they'll auction off desserts to the highest bidder with the proceeds to benefit the center. First Choice CEO Nancy Irwin says due to the pandemic this year, they'll hold the event outside.
Well, we get to have our annual dessert auction this year. In fact, it's this Saturday, March 13th at 9 a.m. right here at the center. Dessert auction is bidding on desserts. We are having Ron Chase come out and be our auctioneer, and he does a really great job at auctioning off these beautiful cupcakes, cakes, chocolate, beautiful cake designs, things like that. This is a fundraiser, and the fundraiser this year that we're working, the reason why we have a fundraiser this time is that we're trying to get some partitions in for our conference room that we have so that we could continue to have conferences or seminars for our clients.
It's going to be in the parking lot, right?
That's right. We got approved by OSHA with handling the requirements of COVID, and we can have it out in our parking lot, of course with the 6-foot distancing and masks required, but it's nothing we can't handle. We are at 1501 East Calvada Boulevard, next to Mercier Helicopter, and it is the building in the back. First Choice Pregnancy Center is a center that provides service for our clients, giving out free diapers, wipes. We do free ultrasounds, free pregnancy tests, things like that. Anyone can donate financially, and items that we do need. Occasionally we do need 5 and 6 diapers, so if you can't make it to the dessert auction and you still would like to donate, that is an area of diapers that we desperately need right now.
If people want to donate a dessert, can they do that?
Absolutely, yep. They can bring down dessert around 8:30 Saturday morning, and we just ask that you write a description of what the dessert is, so when we do auction it off, we have some type of description.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Hi, it's John Kohler on location at the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. We're just outside. You can see we're having quite the weathery day here in beautiful Pahrump. We see clouds marching towards us right here. It looks like it's rain marching just right across the valley right towards us. So we'll look forward to getting in here a little wet in just another second or two. Lots of clouds, lots of bluster, lots of wind. We'll tell you all about the whole week ahead when we return.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood on a hump day. It's nice to see you, and let's take a look at the weather temperatures as we do up and down the state on a Wednesday. From Fernley all the way down to Goldfield, 44, 39. That's about as good as it got for high temperatures. Lows tonight expected in the mid-20s. Beatty, Amargosa, and Las Vegas, you're not looking much better. Low 50s. Vegas all the way up to 56 degrees. Not so great. Out in Death Valley, very pleasant. 68 degrees for high today. 45 for a low. And here in the paradise of Pahrump, where the air is newly purified by a smattering of rain this morning and this afternoon, it's 51 degrees, our current temperature. That's about as high as we got today. Didn't mind the rain, actually. It was not too bad, other than it came sideways at us at 20 miles per hour from the south as the sun rose this morning at 6:01 a.m. It'll set this evening in just a little bit, 5:47 p.m. Winds decreasing just a little bit as we approach the morning, and our low of 36 degrees. Humidity staying with us, however, and let's take a look as that will affect us this week. Well, I see a lot of clouds in the offing, but look at that on Friday. We're actually scheduled for maybe some rain, 23% chance. That's pretty good odds. I guess that maybe means only 1 in 4 will get wet, but that'll clear the clouds out for Saturday, and the winds will kick up a little bit, 17 miles per hour, sticking with us for pretty much the rest of the week. It'll calm down somewhat here and there, but the temperatures returning to the mid and upper 60s as we approach next week, and that'll feel really, really good. So make plans, and I hope that helps you out for the day. Let's get back to the desk. It's Missy and Deanna.
Well, the fun thing about birthdays is cake.
Yeah, cake.
We'll have some in a little bit, huh?
Yeah, we had. Thank you so much for the birthday, and thanks to John and Missy for bringing me a birthday cake. I'm so sweet.
I like cake.
Yeah, cake is good. And Brad's birthday is tomorrow.
More cake!
Ah! All right. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
I'm Missy Kohler. Thanks for watching, and have a great evening.
Good night.